Welcome to History Explained, where we illuminate the past to better understand our present. I'm your guide to your daily journey through the past to empower the future. Today is Friday, August 8, 2025. As we do every Friday, we're exploring a significant economic milestone that shaped the development of our modern financial system. Today, we turn our attention to the creation of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, in 1944, the institution designed to promote international monetary cooperation and provide financial stability in the post-World War II global economy. Born from the Bretton Woods Conference, the IMF fundamentally transformed how nations manage currency crises and economic imbalances. What makes the IMF's creation particularly significant is how it established the principle of international economic cooperation while creating mechanisms for financial assistance that continue to influence global economic stability and development policy today. So let's explore this pivotal economic milestone, examining the conditions that necessitated its creation, the debates that shaped its structure, and its evolving role in managing global financial crises. The International Monetary Fund emerged from the economic chaos of the 1930s, when competitive currency devaluations and protectionist policies had contributed to the Great Depression's severity and duration. Policymakers recognized the need for international institutions to prevent such destructive economic nationalism. The immediate catalyst came during World War II when Allied leaders began planning for post-war economic reconstruction. British economist John Maynard Keynes and American Treasury official Harry Dexter White developed competing proposals for international monetary cooperation that would eventually be reconciled at Bretton Woods. Keynes proposed an ambitious international clearing union that would create a new international currency called Bancor and automatically provide financing to countries with balance of payments deficits. His plan emphasized the responsibility of surplus countries to help adjust global imbalances. White's American plan was more conservative, proposing an international stabilization fund that would provide temporary assistance to countries facing currency crises while maintaining the dollar's central role in the international monetary system. The Bretton Woods Conference in July 1944 brought together representatives from 44 Allied nations to negotiate the post-war monetary order. The resulting agreements largely followed the American approach, reflecting the United States' dominant economic position and the need for American financial support. The IMF was designed with three primary purposes: promoting international monetary cooperation, facilitating international trade expansion, and providing temporary financial assistance to countries experiencing balance of payments difficulties while they implemented corrective policies. The organization's structure reflected the power dynamics of 1944, with voting rights based on member countries' economic quotas and the United States holding effective veto power over major decisions. This governance structure has remained controversial throughout the IMF's history. The IMF began operations in 1947 with 29 member countries and initial resources of $8.8 billion. Early operations focused on providing short-term loans to European countries struggling with post-war reconstruction and dollar shortages that limited their ability to purchase American goods. However, the IMF's role evolved significantly as the international monetary system changed. The collapse of the Bretton Woods fixed exchange rate system in 1971 forced the organization to adapt its mission from maintaining currency stability to managing floating exchange rate crises. The 1970s oil crises and subsequent debt problems in developing countries created new challenges that expanded the IMF's role beyond its original mandate. The organization began providing longer-term financing while requiring structural adjustment programs that addressed underlying economic imbalances. These structural adjustment programs became highly controversial, as they typically required recipient countries to implement austerity measures, privatize state enterprises, and liberalize their economies. Critics argued these policies imposed unnecessary hardship while serving Western economic interests. The IMF's response to financial crises in the 1990s, particularly in Asia and Latin America, further expanded its influence while generating intense debate about its approach to crisis management. The organization's prescriptions often emphasized fiscal restraint and structural reforms. Recent decades have seen efforts to reform the IMF's governance structure and lending practices in response to criticism from developing countries and changing global economic realities. The organization has attempted to give emerging economies greater voice while adapting its policies to different economic circumstances. The IMF's creation established the principle that international economic stability required coordinated policy responses and institutional mechanisms for providing financial assistance during crises. This concept remains central to global economic governance despite ongoing debates about specific policies. Today, the IMF continues to play a crucial role in responding to financial crises, most recently during the COVID-19 pandemic when it provided unprecedented levels of emergency financing to help countries manage economic disruption. The organization's evolution from its original Bretton Woods mandate to its current role demonstrates how international institutions must adapt to changing economic circumstances while maintaining their core mission of promoting global financial stability. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of the IMF's creation and evolution. Tomorrow, we'll be back with our military history episode where we'll be examining the D-Day landings and their decisive role in World War II's European theater. If you enjoyed this journey through history, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how the IMF continues to influence global economic policy and crisis management. Until next time, I'm your guide for History Explained, where we believe that understanding yesterday is the key to navigating tomorrow.